Hi, I'm Frederic. I've directed the film Underwater. We are very happy to be playing at the European Independent Film Festival here. We're telling the short story of a girl who is confronted with the decision of how far she's going to go to become a professional swimmer. The idea for the film came from Sophie, our author. She's a swimmer herself, and the story of this film is not necessarily her story, but she's had touch points with professional swimming and the world these young women are sort of confronted with, and that inspired her to tell a story in that world. It's a first-term film, so this is the film where the school is giving us certain criteria which we have to fulfill, which is a film that has a length of around 5 minutes, doesn't use any dialogue, and is going to be shot in black and white. So we had to find a very visual story that allows for this kind of dynamic storytelling. When it comes to the casting of this film, we were facing the challenge of having to find someone who is a professional swimmer or had experiences in the field of professional swimming, while at the same time being a talented actress. We were very lucky to find Helena, who is our main protagonist, plays the main protagonist. In our shortlist, we had two people who were even sort of in some ways realistic candidates, and it turned out really well. She acted in front of the camera like this, I think for the second time ever, which is a real testament to her talent. And it was really fun. It worked out well. And I think it shows in the technique of her swimming that there's someone here who has a professional background. So we shot the film in 3 days. This was 2 days in the pool, trying to find a way to capture the speed while being underwater is not that easy. So we had this big rig set up. We had these dollies, set up next to the pool, and we had the camera in the water. So that whole thing involved pretty much 1 day of shooting. The second day was everything around the pool, that you see the interactions between the trainer and our protagonist, and the moments before and after the races. And the third day was the private scenes, the stuff that we shot in her room. The post-production was actually very tight. So this is partly to the way the university is structured. So we shot this in 3 days, and then 2 weeks later is the first rough cut, followed by another week of editing, and then we're already in the picture lock. And so in total, post-production was maybe 5 weeks. Well, we were shooting this as most of these films that are being screened here in these days during this festival during Corona days, which meant we were very unsure whether we will even be able to access a pool. We had two scripts written. The other one is where she's a young up-and-coming runner, because we knew that's going to be an option. That Corona wouldn't necessarily make it impossible to shoot on a running track, while shooting in a pool, as you can imagine, had a lot of health consideration. Actually, looking back on it now, the reason the fact that we had this pool available for 2 days completely for ourselves it's due to the fact of Corona. This place was shut down. So even if this was normal, if we had a normal non-pandemic time, I don't know how we would have shot this in 2 days, because there would have been normal people there, and everything would have been much more difficult. So while initially the Corona pandemic made things much more complicated, in the end it pretty much saved the film. So this is sort of the irony of this production. It's a great honor. I mean, I feel very blessed. Our whole team feels very blessed. Having the opportunity to present this film in a foreign language is just a testament of what also non-dialogue based filmmaking can do.